So the point of all of that is one of the experiments that we're doing, and whenever I talk about this, please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about it with arrogance, okay? I am sweating. Anybody want to audit? You can come here and audit my palm, okay? I sweat every time I talk about it, okay? Because of course there are risks. But leaders, you're supposed to be risk takers. That's why you're given the title, okay? But, you know, of course you have to be calculated risks and you know what the risks are and you mitigate, right? But Maybank, we allow our people, anyone from Benegara? Benegara said okay, by the way. Okay, we allow our people to have dual income. Of course, we don't have anybody at minimum wage. Even then, right, as Benegara said, right, you need a 4,500 minimum. And then MEF screams, right? Family with 2 children, you need 6,500 per household. Who's paying that? Especially for a fresh grad, right? So we allow our people, as long as they declare, and my industrial relations team will do a conflict of interest check. We have many of our people who've converted, who've flexed. So we have about 4,000 people now who are on flex. And I tell you, they are more productive than they ever were when they were zombies. Coming into work at 7 a.m., going back at 11 p.m., right? They were zombies. Customers were unhappy. Everybody was unhappy. Now, this is a real thing, yeah? I actually bumped into this gentleman who takes my lift, because there are many lifts in Nora Maybank, for those of you who are familiar, okay? He takes the same lift with me. I hardly noticed him. And then one day, the lift door opened, and there he was. And you know, this was the reaction I had in my mind. Handsome, didn't he? Do you need a translation? Subtitles down there. Okay? So when I stepped in and then he started talking to me, then I realized, and he said, Puan, you signed my letter. So he's actually one of those who had converted to a 3-day work week. Right? And in his free time, he's actually a freelance writer. Right? No conflict of interest at all. All right? So he's happy, and that's why before that, I mean, I never noticed him, you know, really. Maybe his hair was all over the place and his collar was not right, and you know, he was just a zombie coming to work. But with the flex, physically he changed, and I quickly checked. He's productive, people want him. Department sectors, managers were asking whether he's free. And everybody was saying, hey, it's up to him, because he had flexed to a 3-day work week. Okay? So that's one of the policies reimagined that we're talking about. But is it easy? Was it easy? It's hard. It's hard. Right? Because of society, because of norms, because of the obvious that you and I are more comfortable with. Another example is something that I had to work with my SME business. Okay? So this is a supposed non-performer. Okay, so I have a team that's called the Maybank Go Ahead, Take Charge. Okay, because we want to liberate our people to take care of themselves. Because I don't know when we actually may have to cut our workforce, let's say. I want them to be independent. I want them to be able to earn, right? So we have this project, right? So this particular person was speaking to one of my team members who's in charge of doing the take charge, right? And in the conversation, because this is bespoke times, huh? By the way, I wanted to share this with you. What are we talking about really, right? Context is important, huh? So 5.0 is personalization. Please, those who don't know, okay? It's not about standardization. It's not about the tools that we had in 2.0 and 3.0. Okay? All the tools that you and I are using, I know that for sure, because I'm an adjunct professor. I check the curriculums in universities, right? It's still being taught, the old stuff that is no longer workable today. Okay? So, for this particular gentleman, in that conversation, my team member then came to tell me, hey, you know what, Puan? He said, this guy, Ali, He has a plot of land in Kedah, right, that he inherited. And it's just idle, laying idle, and he's not doing anything because he's busy being a banker. He actually doesn't enjoy being a banker. Many of us, okay, we are where we are because of society, because of what our parents expected us to be, right? When you graduate, you have to find a job. If you don't have a job, you're not good, right? But nowadays, I mean, when our children want to bring prospective spouses, what's our first question? Kerja apa? Yeah. It's time we really say to us, ourselves, and say, you know, kerja won't make you rich. Berniaga will make you rich. Is it? No job, huh? Or you start something in your garage. All right? So anyway. No, but this is not small talk. This is what you and I have to deal with in order for us to make the changes in the organization. Right? Because these are interdependencies. So this Ali, okay, that was a light bulb. Okay? Today, to cut the story short, oh no, I have to tell you one other part. To get Ali off the ground, all right, I had to convince our SME business to take on this challenge. Today they're totally convinced, of course, right? But this was in the early days. I said to them, let's say, Tan, all right? Tan, help me. We want to turn this staff into a customer. Don't you like that? You're responsible for the business? So help me. So today, Ali is a successful chili grower. His land is now a chili farm. And you know what we found out? I became educated in that process. I know that chili is very expensive, okay? And that in order for you to sell chili, you have to belong to the cartel. Did you know that? I didn't know we have mafias in Malaysia. Okay. So anyway, right? So that's something I learned. So he's successful. Now he is in my database for gig workforce, right? Because he's got banking skills, he's got credit skills, right? Whenever I need. But putting him off on his own, and he's doing great, he's earning more than he ever earned right before, is one less headache for me, just in case I need to take out one headcount. Okay? So that's why we do all of this, all right? So there are many other policies which I think I don't have time for, because it's minus 43 now. Oh, God. But let me leave these two with you, okay? In terms of redefining by the way, I am definitely talking culture, just in case you're wondering. Please Google. What does culture mean? It's language even, right? It's the common language, it's the common expectations, it's the common mindsets, and that's culture. That's what you and I are supposed to curate in order for us to then be able to do the sexy stuff that we talked about in the first hour today. All right? So plenty that we're doing. We don't have a choice. By the way, I don't have a choice to do one thing at a time. Those days are gone. The days of getting economies of scale as the primary objective and challenge is gone. Economies of scale is a given today. I hope you know what I mean. Right? If I want scale, I want to put out a message. I know for a fact, as long as I make it controversial and sexy, I can get 1.5 million in 10 minutes, as in likes. Isn't it? There you go. I can get economies of scale. Businesses that are trillion and above are all people who've just rode the wave of economies of scale that the internet has provided. But that's a given, guys. Okay? So here, if you're interested, I need another half a day, I think, right, to go through everything. But creating the language, I'm sure you read, hopefully you read, all right? Early last year, we launched our Maybank Future Ready program. We committed 100 million ringgit to that program so that our people speak the same language, that's culture building, all right? Everybody needed to be brought to the minimum level of digital literacy. Otherwise, tak kenal maka tak cinta. Or, worse still, you are very suspicious of something you don't know, all right? You have to understand what machine learning is all about. You have to understand, right, how to use it, So until today, since the launch last year, we've embarked on Future Ready 2.0 by the way. Every week, we send out our future bites, whatever's happening out there, right? So people now are able to have a conversation, right, in a more learned manner. So we've done plenty of things that hopefully prepares people to be better able to truly experiment, to truly do different things.